Second place today, you are the king of sprinting now. You know, one of the things we were talking about is how you can be a downhiller and do well at cross. You can be a mountain bike racer and do good at cross. You can be a roadie and do well at cross. You really have brought track skills to racing cross. You've had to sprint a lot this year for a lot of your podium spots. Tell me about that ability to have that kind of speed in that sprint.
Well, it's good for my confidence. I mean, on the road, I'd say I have decent sprint. And this year I've had really good luck with my sprint on the road. So I know my sprint's there. So I mean, for me, it just alleviates the stress. I don't have to try to leave a person towards the end. I just wait to the end and sprint them. And so that's it's a good ability to have because you can be confident with what's going to happen at the end. I mean, especially with some of these faster guys. Andy's got a pretty good sprint. Like today was tough, but like Wells, when I got him at Amherst, he's a mountain biker. He doesn't have much of a sprint. So if it comes down to that, I'm really confident. Some of the other guys have decent sprints, so you're a little less confident, but I don't know. I'm pretty confident in my sprint.
Weather-wise, going into Portland, Pacific storms bring a lot of rain. JacksonStewart seems to like a fast course. I seem to favor, and you show up today and it's sloppy and it's wet. Tell me about just wet weather for you.
Oh, I've had the worst. I mean, my technical skills are pretty horrible, but they've gotten better the last 2 years, so it's really just a lot of confidence and just a lot of prep. I mean, we've learned a lot about tire pressure and which tires we're going to run, and today was horrible. I was running the carbon rims, and like I saw Wells, he was going to go out with his, so I'm like, all right. And I didn't really have an option. Andy got the last set of aluminums, but I thought I could do it, but my brakes were just gone, and like it was good because you don't brake, but it was bad because when you do lose control, you need that little extra control. And I think I'm getting better in the mud and in the slick stuff, but the mountain bikers, I'd say, are definitely on top of their game on there. So fast, flat, roadish is more for me because, I mean, the tactics, like some of these races have just been completely flat, and I've been able to take advantage of the mountain bikers. I call them mountain bikers because they are, but like they don't know the tactics. Like, I mean, they'll just attack full on into the wind, and I'll be like, that's fun for me, but it's just it makes it a little more creative. I mean, these guys are really strong, so I have to play all the tricks I got to do what I can.
Cyclocross, there's something that we call the signal to noise ratio for sponsors and for racers trying to make a name for themselves and for equipment people making a name for themselves. You really can get a little bit more bang for your buck by racing cross. There's a lot of good riders your age in the pro road peloton that you never get their face or their name into print or on television. You've really used cross as a springboard to some notoriety. Tell me about that, even for guys like, Physique, Crank Brothers that invest in cross, Cliff Bar invest in cross, and then also what it means for a rider's career, that ability to just poke your season a few more months and get some press out of it.
Well, I mean, for me, I just really enjoy cross. I've always liked it, and just racing around, local California when I was younger and starting up into it, I don't say I'd have a knack. I've always been fighting for it, but I've done better, and I think I've done better is because it's not as populated as road for sure. But the big reason we've had me and Andy and the girls on Cliff Bar, Cliff Bar the last 2 years they're unbelievable. I mean, I don't know anyone. There's no one out there that supports us. I don't even know if Saturn back when they were doing it was, just supportive as these guys. I mean, all the sponsors, come through. I mean, Cliff Bar, the guys, the support, the travel, just everything. I mean, the guys put it together. I mean, 100%. And I ask them, I'm like, man, well, why isn't Paige riding for us and this and that? And, why don't we have the best guys on our team that have proven themselves? And they're really into development too. So, I mean, me and Andy being young, 23, 24, they've just followed us up. They're really into developing good guys. And I think the girls are retiring. We'll see about that, but I hope they bring in some juniors and bring out the program because their support is fantastic. It's crazy.
Going into this national championships, no active pro has won 2 national cyclocross championships. Every year there's been an upset, a Page, a Wells, Gullickson, all the way back. You are on the short list of a lot of people that people are saying could take it. What's it going to take for JacksonStewart to win the nationals?
I don't know. I mean, I think I'm right there, and I'm really happy with that. I mean, I just all year I've always talking to Wells and Gully. I'm like, hey, man, when are you guys going to give me a race? Come on, guys. You let Ryan have one. Now you let Andy have one, and then finally I got mine. And, like, with that, it just brought a lot of confidence. And another thing I did this year is I watched myself. I mean, doing cross and doing road into cross. The road guys always give me a hard time about, you're burning yourself out. You shouldn't be doing that. You should be doing your miles, blah blah blah. But I watched myself this year, and I just wanted to come into cross slow and make sure I was ready for Nats. And if the weather holds out, I think I could do a pretty impressive ride at Nats. So hopefully it pays off. You never know.
And a lot of those guys don't have contracts next year, and I think you do. So cross is paying off a little bit for you.
Yeah, I mean, the guys at a photo are great. I mean, Cliff Bar and a photo. I mean, the security with my teams, they're great. I mean, they look at me. I mean, I'm a young rider. I've done a little bit, but I haven't really dominated anything. So for me to have a contract, I'm really happy for them to look at me for the future.
Okay, Jackson Stewart, good luck in Portland. All right, right on.